Right, in this video I am going to be just talking about the upgrade to my water cooler. In fact, I would say, is it an upgrade? No, because the old water cooler broke down. The old water cooler, I can show you, was this one, the Corsair. I guess it's the small 120mm, or the smaller version of, you know, there's one length radiator rather than two or three. So I bought this this computer in 2013, and this water cooler served me a good 15 years before it finally broke. And how did I know it broke down? My computer went really slow all of a sudden. I thought, what's going on? Everything's pausing and slowing down. Then I heard a kind of cranking sound. I couldn't tell what it was at the beginning. Heard like a spinny, crankly kind of, something fell off the spindle kind of sound. I thought, oh, sounds like something's fallen off the water cooler pump. Wasn't sure. And then afterwards, when I started switching on, well, then the computer shut down. And then thereafter, every time I switched the computer on, after about a few minutes or even 30 seconds or so, after a while, the computer shut down again. And when I felt, basically, when I felt these two pipes, it was cold. They were kind of cool. But when I felt this block here, it was kind of hot. So that's how I knew. I figured out the water pump had broken on this. And additionally, I had just enough time to go into the BIOS, you know, press delete or F2, get into the BIOS, and I looked at it, and the water cooler pump fan was spinning at 7,000 plus RPM, like 8,000 RPM, whereas all the other fans were doing like 2,000, 1,500. So I thought that's not possible, unless obviously the vanes had broken off and then the spindle was just spinning at super high speeds because there's no resistance anymore. That's how I finally confirmed, that's what it was. Diagnose what's wrong with a computer, not throw the computer away. It's not junk. It is a seriously good motherboard, as you can see. Even 13 years ago, it is in fact the P9X79 Pro, the Asus. So not a piece of junk from back in the day. It could do all precision core control, one step click up, speed up. You can do what do you call it? Supports. Can't remember what they call it. So it's LGA 211. It can go DigiPower, CDU RAM. It's got all these sort of controls on it. There was a program that I lost after a while. I can't remember what it's called. Was it called boosting? I can't remember. I can't even say it here. DigiPower, you might probably say it here. Full power control, DigiPower control. Also, the awesome thing about this particular motherboard is, back in the day, you can attach if you had two identical cards. I had the GTX 680. If I put another GTX 680 on that port there, I could slide control that, and I've still got the attachments, so I'll have double. But it would be very costly on the graphic card, obviously, the power. But it would have been fun. I've still got a graphic card, it still works, GTX 680. But I could slide control, bridge it for two, so I'll have like double the graphical power. But one was enough for me until recently. But now, this one here is a GTX 1060, it's 1060. And it's boosted my gaming kind of ability with the graphics, and it stopped lagging out. And look at that, it's terrible cable control. Who did that? It was me. I should tie these up. I should probably tie that up there rather than let it dangle in there. It's terrible. Anyway, dreadful. It's just dangling there. Anyway, that's the new pump, and the new pump is only £40. So it's a 120mm iceberg, cheapest chips from the eBay. Leave a link in the description. And so the new pumps have got fancy lights on them. The fan's got light, comes with a fan, £40 only, you know, no delivery. And I thought, when I looked at it, maybe you can look inside the pump, but there's a mirror there, as you can see, but it's not. It's just some sort of like a reflective kind of trickery. So you can't really look inside the pump to see the vanes. Any particular specs, so it actually says there's certain configurations it won't fit in terms of motherboard configurations. What it does fit is, because there's loads of attachments in there, there's all sorts of screws and brackets you can turn. You can see that bracket there, that one there, you can turn that upside down, right, and they'll give you another type of attachment. You can screw things in there. So I did not go to the back of the motherboard, unscrew things and put another kind of X frame on it, although it comes with like an X frame. Now I didn't do it, lots and lots of stuff. All I did is just try to, as simple as possible, put the paste on, put it in as simple as possible. I tried loads of different things. There's different screws that fit different sockets, but you've got to watch out. I'll leave a link in the description. There's only certain types this will fit. So I looked very carefully online, and it said it will fit this type of motherboard. It looks like that, right? So you go check online. I will leave a link in the description. In fact, I'll probably what I'll do now is I shall probably find the same thing I looked at, and I'll be showing you right now which one it does fit, which one it doesn't fit. And so there's the bracket, and I've turned that upside down to how it was, and I just put a screw straight into the one that was already there. See that? Screw straight in. There was no kind of raised little block or anything like that. It went straight in. Alright, then how does it look? Switch it on, looks great. Wasn't expecting that. I think I've got... Oh, I'll switch it off again. So you've got all sorts of things going on. Right, so included in there was this. So this would have been the backside bracket for the other side of the motherboard, the fit in there somewhere. All these kind of screws. Some of these long screws came out of my old pump, made in China, of course. So I didn't need to use that because this is for a total new build, I reckon, on a motherboard. This was the bracket from my old pump, the one I already showed you. This was in there as well, these two brackets, and there was one design where you had to, or one configuration motherboard where you had to use these two, which I didn't do, didn't need it. Maybe out of screws and raises, I don't know if you want to call it that, but some of them I removed from the old setup I had. There's that tube of heat paste and the instructions. Oh yeah, there's the is it upside down? No, it's not. There's the dimensions. The pump bit is 82.5, 70.2. I thought it was the other way around. Must be that way, like that. I must have got it like this. Maybe. No, I've got it right. I thought. Anyway, I thought it looks taller than wider. 53.25. 32 on there. When the screws go into the black brackets. It's got all of those. I'm gonna pause that and let you look. And this is the one that fits you. These cables as well. Did I mention the cables? Are they in there? I think the cables were obviously stuck onto the pump. That's what they mean by that. Yeah. The end of these. Oh yeah. The end of these. They've got, look. See, they've got all these different attachments on there. So a different type of pump. So it's the same applies for the pump and the fan. They've got the 4-pin and all these other ones I don't really recognise. So it's got different types of endings for the pump and the fan. Where's that one I've been looking for? Oh, I'm sure I'm going to find it for you in a minute. I am sure. Right, here it is. There it is. Here it is. So the ends of the cables where the fans plug in and where the pump plugs in, there's different types of connections. There are 3 on the fan and 3 on the pump. I don't know any of it. I just use the 4-pin ones I'm used to. Right, that's all the content. Pump dimensions. The fans are 120, by the way. The bracket, so it does LGA 1366 1700 115X. So this bracket does those. Although mine's at LGA 2011. So this probably would not have worked if it was. You probably could not use this on a brand new old second-hand LGA 211 board. If it was just a plain board, nothing else, you couldn't use it. But because I've got all the attachments already from the old pump, yes you can then, in other words. Yes and no. Intel and AMD, so it's saying one. This is important information. Intel AMD. Oh no, it's just showing you apply the paste. This is the important one for me. This one here, Intel. So LGA 2011 to 3. This is how I worked out how to do it. See, it showed me that the black bracket is meant to be this way up, right? So if you flip it around the other way, it'll be like completely different. Won't fit. Put the paste on and just screw the 4 screws in. That's what it was for me. Other people, and let me show you the other side. It's got these different cables. 4-pin. Not sure exactly what that's trying to show there. I don't really know what that one is. Motherboard instructions. Not sure exactly what that's trying to show me. I'm not going to pretend I do know. AMD. Now that's where those little black brackets come in. AMD processors use the little black brackets, so they're for AMD as well. So, and all the fittings are there. Intel, now this is the new, if you bought a new motherboard, 1366 1700 115X, the bracket, that black bracket, that one there, I'll poke my finger on that there. I better not get electrocuted, hopefully. That one there, you'll have to flip that the other way to match that. Right, so I've got that bracket the other way, so the bumpy bit in the middle is on top, whereas with the LGA 1366 1700 115X is the bumpy bit is bulging at the bottom. I've got it bulging at the top to fit the LGA 2011. Anyway, hope that helps. Really cheap, and I was surprised how much stuff I got in this package, and I was really quite pleased with their performance. It's really quite neat. The fan is really silent compared to the old pump. Really quite. The fan noise you hear is this thing here, and then I've got 2 here and then 1 here, and they are noisy compared to their Corsair. What I can hear now, honestly, is this one. I can't even really hear these 2 very much. This guy is making a noise. I bet if I unplug that, it'll be a lot more quiet. I don't want to get electrocuted. No, I unplugged the wrong one. No, I've not. It did go off. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't do that. Don't do what I do. You get electrocuted. Thanks for watching. Catch you again.